Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Blasphemous for the PS4. The game is also available on the Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and Microsoft Windows. Blasphemous is a side-scrolling platform combat game in the mold of Metroidvania and Souls-like genres. The game was developed by The Game Kitchen. Blasphemous is set in Custodia, a religious and superstitious land where a supernatural force referred to as the Miracle governs the land. You play as the Penitent One, a member of the Brotherhood of Silent Sorrow. The game sees the Penitent One go on a pilgrimage throughout the land of Custodia in search of penance, redemption and tears of atonement. So, what is the game like to play? Well, it's a side-scrolling affair where you can attack, block or parry attacks and use your agility to traverse the environments with sliding, jumping and wall jumps with your sword. You can execute enemies if you time your attacks correctly, and you've also got prayers, which are basically magic spells that grant you augmented ability boosts or special powers. You have health potions that replenish your energy, and you can also equip relics that grant you the ability to perceive the world and see the unseen. With every kill you acquire tears of atonement, and as these accumulate you can use these as currency to level up abilities, purchase items from traders or redeem your sins via religious altars. The game has several bosses to take on in order to progress, most of which aren't that taxing to be honest, but they do make a nice change from the general riffraff you'll be slaughtering with relative ease. But it isn't all combat. You'll have to dust off your platforming skills, and later on in the game you will have some very tricky sections to navigate. The game world is well imagined and has some similarities to Souls-like games. As you progress you'll unlock altars where you can respawn or replenish your health items. But at first you'll be doing a lot of backtracking, but over time you will uncover fast travel mirrors, traders and various NPCs where you can gain items from them in return for completing quests. But the one thing about Blasphemous that really stood out for me were the pseudo-religious overtones of the game and the narrative. The game is dripping with religious references, Baroque architecture and incidents of sin and redemption. There are mea culpa shrines where you can use tears of atonement to upgrade your sword's effectiveness. You've got a set of rosary beads you can add new knots to, which, like things like dove skulls, and they'll grant the wearer special skills. If you die continually, your prayer meter will degenerate and you'll need to atone by cleansing your guilt at religious effigies at the cost of a few tears. You'll be returning lost body parts to the catacombs, and you can even donate your hard-earned tears to the church. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Graphically, the game has a retro pixelated style with a very baroque, dark and disturbed veneer. The art team have done a really good job creating a weird and surreal type of world inhabited by all sorts of oddities. So in that regard it's a success, but the game isn't going to blow your socks off visually, but it does the job. In terms of sound, the effects are fairly middle of the road, but the voice acting is surprisingly good for a low budget indie title. But I would say the standout of the audio is definitely the music. Each piece really suits the thematic style and it really improves the overall experience greatly. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? The art style is fantastic, as is the pseudo-religious theme. It's simple to understand with good controls and a well-explained system. The narrative is impressive for an indie title, and it's dark, moody, atmospheric, and it really just all adds to the experience. What's bad? The game does get a bit repetitive after a while. Some of the platforming sections are a little bit trolly and the boss fights are quite basic and uninspiring. So, what's the verdict? Blasphemous is an enjoyable game with a unique and disturbed thematic style. The religious overtones and themes of sin, guilt, penitence and redemption give the game a unique feel when compared to the other similar releases. But in terms of pure gameplay, the game is very similar to other Metroidvania games. Personally, I enjoyed it to a degree. There does come a point where it has its limitations in terms of complexity or game depth. Saying that, it's not overly long, so it doesn't take a massive amount of energy. It's not a massive chore to finish. I guess if you enjoy side-scrolling games with good combat and some quirky elements, then this is definitely worth having a look at. But if you've never liked Metroidvania style games, then this one is not going to convert you. So, my score for Blasphemous is 7.9 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer, signing off. Thank you.